name is Rosemary Irving. I am the co-director of the Empowered Ethical Elders Program, along with Mark Silverman, who many of you know, and maybe some of you don't know. It's completely new that Frank is filming. That surprises me. We are going to live stream this program this evening, which is a whole new development for us, but that we're very happy about. Oh, is that on? I'm all on. Yes. Oh, okay. Very good. Yes, I'm not going to repeat what I said before. So, moving on. I have a psychotherapy practice. That's what I do mostly full time, and I study some trauma process programs that I'm very excited about that I just started now, which is really lovely that we can start things now, and I don't have to just depend on what I learned before. That's something that I do when I'm not here. I really love being at Society for Ethical Culture. It has been such a pleasure to be able to learn more about it and to be able to be a part of developing these programs that we put together for seniors every couple of weeks. So I want all of you to know Rob, who is our coordinator of the Empowering Ethical Elders program and also very much into physical activity, and he's going to demonstrate some of that for us in a few minutes. We are happy to be able to have these programs every 2 weeks. There is a new brochure that's correct. There's a flyer that comes out that can get distributed to announce these programs as well. So, and I know that they also appear on the website. So at this point, I think that there's something that Frank asked me to talk about. And of course, he's just taken a bite, so he doesn't know. He's not able to do that.
I'm good.
Okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. So my name is Frank Rigliano. I am a postdoc psychology, nearly a psychologist. And
would you like to use the mic?
Oh, sure. If that helps. Okay. So I am a postdoc psychology resident, and one of the things I'm working on is a lot of the techie stuff because I'm a psychologist and very interested in using technology to address psychological, mental health, and mind-body issues. So one of the things that we're also doing is looking at starting to live stream some of these workshops. So we're not live streaming tonight, just so you know, but we are recording. So it will be available for you to watch later, as soon as we figure out how to do it. But just so everyone knows, that's going to be available, and that's a really cool thing that we're able to do. I'm really excited about that. Also, one of the things that we're doing is we've been partnering with seniorplanet.org. How many of you know seniorplanet.org? Okay, did you guys see this on the calendar?
Yes.
Is that how you found out about it?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2 people found out about the calendar. That's great. If you go back, have you been to the Senior Exploration Center?
No, I haven't been. I've looked it up. I've been really back. I looked it up on the website. That's where it's happening. But I didn't go there.
Great. Yeah, they just opened up a huge, gorgeous Senior Exploration Center in Chelsea. It's all about using technology in older adults. It's a really, really wonderful resource, and we're happy to be partnering with that. So let them know that you came here and how wonderful Dr. Webster was, and we hope to be continuing that partnership. And if you're not on Senior Planet yet, I encourage you to check it out at seniorplanet.org. It's an online community for seniors and people who work with. It's in Chelsea on, I think, 26th between 5th and 6th. If you want, you can Google it, or afterwards I'll give it to you.
What is it called? Senior Exploration?
It's the, so it's seniorplanet.org is the website. And then that's the Older Adult Technology Services. It's called OATS. And that's the umbrella organization for Senior Planet and for the Senior Exploration Center, which is in Chelsea on like 25th, 26th, between 6th and 7th-ish. But I don't want to take up Dr. Webster's time. I just wanted to give you the information and find out how people are finding out about us. What other ways do people find out about tonight's event? emails or on the email list?
I call.
You call? Good. What? Internet? Yep. Good. And what?
Email.
Email? A direct email from us?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. And I know you came in through NISPA, the New York State Psychological Association. So we also sent out information there. Great. Yeah.
The name of the place shows it's the older adults what?
It's called the Senior Exploration Summit.
Senior exploration.
Yeah. Right.
Does our audience know ethical culture? How many of you know ethical culture and are familiar with ethical culture? Okay, so there are a few people in the room who are not. Ethical culture is a church, and its creed is about ethics. And so it's been, you can see if there's a school, there's an ethical culture school right over there that then connects with Fieldston in the Bronx, I believe. Yeah, of course, it's been here for a long, long time and operating as a church for a long time. And I just want you to know that it's a very active community. There's a lot of intellectual program here and really good quality, but I want to say individual, not the kind of program that's really commercial. It has a very, very special feel to it and a very, very special culture. So I want to encourage you, while you're here, to take advantage of some of the pamphlets that are outside and get to know about ethical culture. I've been hearing about it for a very long time. I would have to say maybe since 1944. So I've grown up knowing about it. But really, this is my first active involvement in the last 2 years. Okay. There are refreshments in the back. Please help yourself to refreshments as the program goes forward. In addition, in the front on the table there are pamphlets and papers from previous talks and from some agencies that you might be interested in. So feel free to take the pamphlets if you would like, or any of the papers that are of interest to you. Okay, very good. So Rob, would you like to come and help us get wrapped up?
Hello there, I'm Rob. I'm a geriatric manager, but mostly also I'm an exercise specialist for elders. And this is a free program, but of course there's a catch. So, the catch is you eat the food, you listen to the presentation, and you do an exercise with it. So, I would like you, I'm an exercise specialist, working with weights and all that kind of stuff, but also I'm a Tai Chi instructor. And what we're going to do tonight is a little bit of Tai Chi, gathering energy. You need to put both feet on the floor and put all the food and the cups on the floor also, so you have your hands free and you sit comfortably back into the chair. Okay, here we go. Gathering energy. I do it standing, but you can do it seated. You have your hands next to you. You take a deep breath in, and while you take the deep breath in, you let your arms float up, breathing in. Now you stretch your fingers. And when you breathe out, you pull your hands back. Then you take another breath in, and you stretch your hands up, showing your face. Now you breathe out and your hands slowly go down. Now you wiggle your fingers. Good. Do it again. Do it 3 times. Breathing in, arms slow down. Shoulders relaxed. Stretch the fingers. And back. Breathe out. Stretch the hands up. Breathe in. Show your face. And breathe out. One more time. You ready? There you go. And of course, then we continue with the Tai Chi. tea, but that's for the next time. A wonderful presentation. Rosemary will introduce the speaker.
Thank you. So I'm really happy to have Dr. Webster with us tonight. I learned about her work at the Massachusetts General. Learned about her work at Massachusetts General, where she is director of a cancer treatment center that uses mind-body methodology. And she's here tonight to speak with us about that as well, and has a number of different ways in which she encourages and talks about and is involved in healthy aging and something called new aging, which I suppose I can guess what that is, but I'm really anxious to hear, and I invite you to please welcome Dr. Webster.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you for inviting me. It's a wonderful evening. I feel honored to be here. I love the little exercise thing too. And thank you, Frank. I'm a health psychologist, and I work in the Benson Henry Institute at Mass General Hospital in Boston, and I teach at Harvard Medical School. And as Rosemary mentioned, I'm the director of several programs, one of which is the Mind-Body Program for Successful Aging. And I'm going to be talking about that this evening. I call it Aging Without an Expiration Date. And I started this program maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I was telling Rosemary earlier, it has a wait list of people trying to get into it. And people call me up and say, I'm sorry, I have to ask your age. Oh, I'm 64. Oh, I'm sorry, you're going to call me back in a couple of days. No, I have to get into this group. And it's a very hot topic right now, successful aging. And what I'm going to do with you this evening, I'd like to make my talk as experiential as possible so that you understand a lot of the mind-body techniques, get a little taste of all of them. So I'd like you to sit up straight in your chair. And you need to stop eating because I'm going to do a little short relaxation response technique with you, and you can't eat at the same time because a lot of it involves breathing, and I don't want you to aspirate food. So put your food down, and I'd like you to sit up straight in your chair, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. This will take about 10 minutes, but you'll get a little practice of one of the most important techniques that we offer. So just notice how your body feels right now. Notice the character of your mind. Bringing your awareness inward. And whenever you're ready, take in a comfortable, easy breath and hold that breath a few seconds. And then let it go. Take in another comfortable, easy breath. Hold it a moment. And then let it go. Take in one more easy breath. Hold it a moment. And then let it go. And then just allow your breathing to return to its regular pace. Just noticing that on every easy out, you become even more comfortable in your chair. The out-breath is a letting go. Now, in order to recognize tension in the body and to let it go, it is easiest to focus on one part of the body at a time. Begin now to focus your attention on the muscles of your forehead. Move your eyebrows a little to get in touch with that part of your face. So the muscles of your forehead, a little space between your eyebrows, can become soft and smooth. Then become aware of your eyelids, and they can now become comfortably heavy and still. And the little muscles around your eyes can become soft. Notice your cheeks, your jaw, your chin. Allowing that little hinge of your jaw to just let go. So that now all of the muscles of your face feel soft and smooth. And this feeling of softness can move down into the muscles of your cheeks, jaw and chin, down into the muscles of your neck, and over your shoulders, just enveloping them. Take in an easy breath. As you exhale, imagine the tension rolling off the tips of your shoulders, just letting go of the cares of the day. Become aware of your arms and hands as they rest gently in your lap. Upper arms, lower arms, hands, thumbs, fingers. As you relax, your arms may feel a little heavy, and your hands may feel warm and tingling. And you might even notice your heartbeat in the palms of your hands. Now if thoughts have come into your mind, just notice the thoughts. Oh well, and bring your focus back to your hour. And you watch your hour. You will find that your thoughts pass or ignorant. Well, bring your attention to your back, feeling your back gently against the chair. Allow the muscles of your back to relax. Vertebrae by vertebrae, by vertebrae, by vertebrae, by vertebrae. All the way down to your tail. So that now the entire top half of your body can enjoy the benefits of this relaxation. And this feeling of relaxation can pass like a wave down into the lower half of your body. Hips, upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, toes. Feeling your feet against the floor. From the top of your head, all the way down to your toes. All of your muscles, as well as your mind, can enjoy the benefits of this relaxation. A time to simply be. If your mind wanders, come back to your heart. And this is a time when you restore energy to every cell of the body. And it is also a time when healing can take place in body, in mind, in spirit. Healing does not happen when we are racing about. And this feeling of relaxation can stay with you as long as you need. You can return to this peaceful state whenever you wish, simply by closing your eyes, taking those 3 easy breaths, holding each breath a few seconds, and then letting it go. In a moment, I will count backwards from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, slowly open your eyes, come back to the room, feeling peaceful and calm, feeling alert and focused, ready for the evening ahead of you. 3, 2, 1. And just notice how your body feels right now. Notice your mind. Notice if you feel differently than when you came into the room. So this is the first thing that we teach in mind-body medicine. I work with a very famous cardiologist, Herbert Benson, who's written many, many books about the relaxation response. Some of you have probably heard of him. And do you want to turn on the air conditioning? Yeah. So this is the first thing we teach, and everyone who goes to my program gets a copy of my CD, and they're required to listen to the first track once a day. And this is the very first intervention because everyone needs to quiet their bodies and quiet their minds. And I'll talk a little bit later about some of the benefits of the relaxation technique. The program that I run goes for 9 weeks. There are 12 people in the group at a time, and every week I'm teaching something different. And what sets mind-body medicine apart from other areas of medicine is what I'm teaching. They're all self-care skills. So these I'm teaching skills that people can learn to maximize their health, and they practice the things themselves. It's not a doctor doing something to them. So the program is very, very empowering. And another wonderful thing about it is that the insurance covers it. So I'm pretty sure all of you have the handouts. Okay, good. All of you have the handouts. In the handouts, I'll be covering some of the things in the program, but just so I can refer to those. So, okay, I want to learn how to relax, Doc. I want to be in the I want to learn to relax better and faster. I want to be at the cutting edge of relaxation. And most of the people who come to my program look exactly like this. I have to learn stress management in a hurry. Now, I love this metaphor. In mind-body medicine, we think of health as a little 3-legged stool. And the first leg of pharmaceuticals are medications that people have to take. This leg of the stool is very, very important because I have many, many patients who are on pain meds, all kinds of psychopharm meds, so it's an extremely important leg. So is the second leg, which are medical tests, surgeries, and procedures that my patients have to go through. But the little stool cannot stand on 2 legs alone. And what I'm speaking to you about this evening is the third leg of the stool, and this is where mind-body medicine or integrated medicine or complementary medicine, however you want to call it, this is that leg. And these are the things that we can do for ourselves to maximize our health. So in that leg is stress management, relaxation techniques, cognitive behavioral therapy, exercise, nutrition, getting enough sleep and rest. What a remarkable concept these days. Spirituality, humor. So anything that we can do for ourselves, and it's a very different leg from the other two. Right? So it's us taking care of ourselves. Okay. These are tips for successful aging, and I want all of you to know that I have done extensive research looking at what things promote successful aging. And everything I'm talking to you about this evening is evidence-based. I'm not standing up here telling you should be doing things simply because I think that they're good for you. They're all based on research. So I did extensive research looking at what are the tips, what are the characteristics of people who are aging well. And the first one is decreasing stress. And I just taught you one of the techniques that we use for decreasing stress. The second one is stay fit, and thank you, Rob, because we have to exercise. And whatever it is that you do, you come up with some sort of regular exercise plan. The third one is vital engagement in life. This is having meaning and purpose. And many of the people in my program are retired, and consequently they don't have structure in their day. They don't have, a place to show up and have colleagues and things like that. So vital engagement in life, I lead them through an experiential exercise and listen to the questions I ask. What's really important in your life right now? What are your passions? Why are you here? It's not here in the room, it's here on the planet. What are your priorities? Or a little bit more spiritual question, what is God's will for you to do? These are huge questions that we don't usually think about. Then I ask people to do a goal-setting exercise, and we look at 8 compartments of our lives. So I ask people to think about, what do you want in terms of your career? Or if you're no longer working, career/education. Is there something that you would like to study? What would you like in terms of relationships? Do you want to come to some kind of a group like this? Belong to a group? Do you need a closer friend? Whatever it is, you need to straighten out some kind of a family dispute. What do you want to do in terms of relationships? The third area is creative things. And when people are busy, this is a compartment of their lives that gets closed very early on. We don't express ourselves creatively. So do you want to take a poetry class? Do you want to learn how to play a musical instrument? Do you want to do a Zumba class? Whatever it is in terms of creativity. The next one is play. What would you like to do just for joy? By the way, I saw an incredible film this past weekend that I highly recommend. It's playing at the IFC downtown. 20 Feet from Stardom. Yes. Any of you heard about it? It's fabulous, isn't it?
Yes.
It's all about background singers for a lot of the top musicians, and these women are incredible. It's a documentary. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, so 20 Feet from Stardom, go. So when I think of play, it's a wonderful, wonderful film to see. The next one is, how do you want to commit to your health? And I want to hear big things from my successful aging group in terms of what they want to do, maximizing their health. Do you want to clean up your diet? Do you want to get enough sleep and rest? Whatever it might be in terms of get a massage. So whatever it is you want to do to maximize your health. The next one is volunteer. I want to see everyone in my successful aging program volunteer. Why do I do this? There have been numerous studies that have looked at the health benefits of altruism. And they did a study out in Minnesota where they interviewed 2,700 men who volunteer on a regular basis, and they compared them to 2,700 men who never volunteer. And on 5 different indices of health, the men who volunteer are in way better shape than the men who do not. Statistically significant fewer headaches, chronic pain conditions, insomnia, depression, and I've forgotten the last one. This makes sense, doesn't it? You do something out of the goodness of your heart for others. It makes you feel good psychologically. That trickles down and has an impact upon physical well-being. And a lot of the people in my programs decide that they want to volunteer, they want to give back in some way. And I have an 82-year-old man who's was in one of my groups a year ago, and he's listening to everybody in the group who's volunteering. And he had cancer a number of years ago. He decided that he was going to go to Mass General Hospital. He went through their volunteer program, and he is now working the oncology unit, passing out tea and coffee to people who come in for chemotherapy. This has totally changed his life. He was sitting home, bored, grumpy, arguing with his wife. Now he shows up and he does something that's extremely meaningful. So altruism is important for your health. Another category that we think about is, how do I want to change myself? Do I want to become a kinder person? Do I want to be a better listener? Whatever it is. So we look at each one of these areas of our lives and set goals. And I can stand up here from now until next Thursday and tell you some stories. I had a woman in my last group she came in waving her arms. I'm a beekeeper, I just picked up 1,200 bees and the queen bee, and I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for this group. Now she's giving little jars of honey to people. This is fabulous, right? Trying to think of some others. I had a fellow who we decided he was going to go back to school and study Chinese because he had lived in China for a long time and he wanted to go back and this time really be very fluent in the language. But a lot of people go back to school. A lot of people take classes of all different kinds. So this goal-setting exercise in terms of being vitally engaged is very, very important. Next one is aerobics for the mind, and do games, do crossword puzzles, do anything that you can to keep your mind going. Study something new. Take lessons. You can grow new nerves in your brain, no matter what, and this is called neurogenesis. And there's a wonderful newsletter called Mind, Mood, and Memory that's put out by Harvard Medical School. Mind, Mood, and Memory. You can get it online. And it has brain games in it. I mean, it's just one of the most incredible newsletters. So, and it talks about this all the time. Constantly challenge your brain. The next one is get rid of the gripes. And I do a whole session on change your mind, change your mood, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is, people complaining about their lives, and they're depressed and cranky and all of that. Well, that is not good for our health. So I want people to become happier, and they do, going through the program. And the next one is social support. This is exactly what happens when all of you come together in a group like this every couple of weeks. This is extremely important. A group of people from Duke in 1994 went around America and asked people, how many close friends do you have? And in 1994, on average, people said 3 close friends. They went around again in 2004 asking the same question, how many close friends do you have? In 2004, we were down to 1.5. But the scary thing is, in 2004, 25% of people in America said 0 close friends. This is very serious. And the Duke people say this is not too difficult to figure out. People live in the suburbs, they don't know who their neighbors are. They live in high-rise buildings, they don't have a clue who's living to the